Hello, Em. How are you doing today? Um, let's see. Today's date is Monday, the 28th of November, and it's 2016. 2016. And it's 7:37 a.m. and I'm preparing to go to work right now. And I figured that I would take 5 minutes out and talk to you a little bit before I went to work. um, One thing I wanted to share with you was what I've been thinking about just this morning, and that is happiness and peace and how to obtain it. And I've been thinking pretty deeply about these subjects recently because I'd like to improve the sort of like the mean level of happiness I have throughout the day. And what I've begun to realize more and more is that, you know how I was talking about your conscious mind? And, it's almost like a game where, you consciously place enjoyable thoughts in your conscious mind, using your executive authority in your mind. And it needs to happen in a way that's present moment, I'm thinking. So sort of like it's about sort of screening your present moment experience for ideas that are either peaceful or optimistic, that accurately describe your present moment situation, and the events that occur in the present moment. And I was thinking, for every event in your life, there's different perspectives that you can take about that event. In fact, there are an infinite number of perspectives. And for each perspective, there's also an infinite number of statements that you could make. And I can imagine you take a perspective on a certain event, and you have an infinite number of choices. If you use your imagination, you could definitely think of an infinite number of statements related to that perspective about an event. And if I spread them across a continuum, say from the most optimistic to the most pessimistic on this side, most optimistic to the most pessimistic side, that infinite continuum, there's a lot of ideas to choose from, and these ideas are all ideas that are accurate about the world, right? So you don't compromise your optimism with talk that's not real, right? You always want to, stand firm on, basically being connected to reality and the facts of reality as they are. Now, how do you know what facts are? Well, you might pretend that you're a video camera, and that, what is the video camera picking up? That's the perspective that everyone can agree on, right? So that would be sort of the way you observe, ideally the way you observe the world. That is your factual foundation, and then you can build your attitudes on top of that by sort of throwing attitudes against it, and against that wall of fact, and seeing what sticks, according to your facts, your values, and your cultural conditioning. So so I was thinking about happiness and peace and how to promote those ideas in your mind. So, I was thinking too about all the ideas that pass through our minds, and how a lot of them are, they're culturally conditioned, and you can do some self-conditioning too. And people who meditate, that's an example of that, where they focus on certain ideas during their meditation practice. So I guess my point is that, I think it's important to be selective in the ideas that you choose to place in your conscious awareness, And also try not, and also I think it's probably important to sort of have a trigger that notifies you or helps you notice when you're thinking less than peaceful thoughts. You might want to think, to yourself, create a rule about, is this thought a peaceful thought? It may be accurate, but that it might also not be peaceful. And I would prefer to have thoughts that were both accurate and peaceful. So let's try for that. And I'm confident that there's an infinite number of accurate and peaceful thoughts that describe the world in my life situation in the present. So anyway, that's what I was thinking. So I just figured I'd just share that with you. That's my thought for this morning. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm heading off to work, and I know that you have vacation all this week. So maybe we can do something together, and if we can't, that's fine. I'll still be happy. And I'll still be able to move forward in my life. Maybe we can talk on the telephone or have a video chat. I think that would be pretty nice. And when I say that, I'm thinking 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm thinking about just humdrum, everyday, light conversation. And, well, I'll talk to you later. I'm heading out to the vegan group this evening, and we'll be talking about veganism in Santa Maria. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye-bye.